Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ricky V, and today we're going to talk about T2. That's 3,5 diodo L-thioronine. I wasn't that bad to pronounce compared to some of the other videos I've done. Now, T2 is one of the hormones that your thyroid makes, and it's involved in metabolism, fat burning, and just the way that your body spends calories. Now, T3 is a prescription drug. Some of you guys out there might know it as Cytomel. Now, T2 is not prescription. That one you can actually get over the counter. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how T2 works in your body, what role it plays in the hydroxygenin formula, and what precautions you need to take when using such a powerful thyroid hormone. T2 has been around for a really long time, guys. This one is a real interesting one. Now, just to give you some context for what we're talking about here, guys, T4 is the one that you probably hear about the most right now. And that really is the hormone that your thyroid really makes the most of. T3 is also well known, and that one is the Cytomel prescription drug that bodybuilders will sometimes take going up to competition. You know, it's a fat burner, and also because it plays a role in protein synthesis. Now, T2 doesn't really get a lot of notice. Only the supplement industry, some guys know about T2 and know how to use it. It's not really the kind of ingredient you would really put on a mainstream supplement to put at your local GNC shop. It's just T2 is very powerful, and you must take certain precautions when taking this product to ensure that you get the benefits from it without having any issues with suppression of your own thyroid hormone production. And there's even a T1 that doesn't really get talked about much either. Now, in this video, we're focusing on T2. And what is the T between all of these numbers, right? Well, the T stands for thyroglobulin. It's a protein that's made by cells in your thyroid gland, the follicular cells to be exact. Now, thyroglobulin is what you start off with to make all of these T hormones. And now that you know what the T stands for, what is the numbers? Well, the numbers stand for the amount of iodine atoms in the structure. So T1 has 1 iodine atom, T2 has 2 iodine atoms, and 3 and 4. And the way the T hormones work in your body, these iodine atoms keep getting put on and off of them until the structure has no more iodine atoms, and then it gets excreted. Now, out of all of the T hormones, it seems that T1 is the one that we don't really know if it even does anything. T2, however, we know that T2 does something. That's pretty clear now. Some of these online gurus out there might say that T2 doesn't do anything and that it's just a waste product of T3 and T4. But it seems like there is some pretty good evidence that your thyroid gland actually makes a T2. It does have an effect in your system. Now, there are about 3 different types of T2s that have been identified in the body. But the one being used in supplements, the one in Hydroxygenin, is the 3,5 T2. The 3,5, that's the important part. That's the one we're talking about today. And that's the one that has the fat burning effects that we're really looking for here, guys. The main effect that we're looking for from T2 is its effects on your basal metabolic rate. How much energy are you burning? How many calories are you burning while you're resting? And some researchers out there might say that T2 might play an even more important role in regulating basal metabolic rate than T3 or T4. And that's real interesting to guys like us that want to get strong over-the-counter compounds that can help us shape our physique. And having access to something like T2 to help us burn more calories even at rest, it's just a really good tool for anyone trying to get lean. As an interesting side note, pregnant women are actually pretty low in T2 compared to women that aren't pregnant or men. So that would be a pretty decent indicator that higher levels of T2 are going to burn fat, right? Lower. The lady's body is actually lowering the amount of T2 in order to be more efficient with calories and able to put on more weight for this baby, right? Or at least that's a theory that can easily cross the mind when you think about that piece of information, right? And look, T2 is present everywhere. I mean, it helps your brown fat cells burn fat. It helps your muscles burn fat. It's really involved in many different stages of energy generation and energy consumption. Higher levels of T2 can increase the amount of ATP being processed in your mitochondria. In studies, it has shown to increase oxygen consumption at a faster level than T3. And oxygen consumption is a marker that research used to measure basal metabolic rate. So if administering T2 is making test subjects consume more oxygen faster than when compared to T3, you're looking at a powerful thyroid hormone. I didn't pull out a bunch of PMIDs on this one, guys. T2 really speaks for itself. Look, guys, there's a lot of studies to dig through. This is not some new structure made in a lab. This is the actual T2. Your thyroid gland makes T2, and you get to grab it over the counter and use it on yourself to shape your physique. But look, if you still want to dig through some studies, I'll give you some leads. How about PMID 16014396? And this one shows increased fat burning. Also, PMID 30889829. Or PMID 253222465. Or PMID 33637021. And that last one, it was being researched for the treatment of non-alcoholic fatty liver. Look, if you put all the studies together and all of the anecdotal evidence you can find all over the place, what you're going to find is that T2 actually contributes to burning more calories without having to actually do any more exercise. I mean, just your resting caloric expenditure is going to increase while you're on it. It is present in many tissues where fat is being burned for calories, for energy. It doesn't have a direct stimulating effect, but the way that it behaves with ATP and mitochondria would lead us to believe that you're going to get a boost of energy from using it. And that gets to it. What is the best way to use it? Well, go to vintage-muscle.com, scroll to the bottom, and look at Hydroxygenin. Hydroxygenin contains T2, 7-OXO-DHEA, acasatin, and laxogenin. That's a powerful fat-burning stack with anti-catabolic support. So it should help you burn more calories without affecting your central nervous system, while at the same time, it contains ingredients to help you not lose your muscle mass while you're losing the body fat. And what I really like about Hydroxygenin is that it's not going to really affect the androgen pathway much. And so you can really stack it with 1-DHEA and 19-NOR-DHEA for some good fat burning and really get some good results from it. Look, if you ask me what the best stack for getting shredded would be, I would definitely put Hydroxygenin right in the middle of it. Any sort of fat burning stack you want to do, I would base it on 3 products: Hydroxygenin, AMP, and the GH Soma stack. Those 3 products are really not going to affect your androgen pathway. Then on top of those, you can throw in your 1-DHEA, 4-DHEA, 19-NOR-DHEA, your wind test, even Equimass. Whatever it is that you want to do for your cycle, you can throw it right on top of Hydroxygenin, AMP, and GH Soma stack. You would take AMP twice a day, 2 scoops, in the morning and before you work out. You would take the GH Soma stack at night, and you would split your Hydroxygenin dose a couple times throughout the day. That's going to make you burn a good bit of calories while maintaining anabolism, while helping you hold on to your muscle mass as you cut down on the calories. And now we get to the important part, the precautions to take with the product. Make sure you don't take it for any longer than 4 weeks. There are some natural ingredients out there that can be used afterwards to help your thyroid get a nice boost. And this is something I've discussed with the owner, Jared, before. So I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a post-cycle product for Hydroxygenin that would allow you to run it maybe a little bit longer. And as always, guys, when you shop Vintage Muscle, you're not just getting the products, you're getting the community, the support, you're getting everything you need. Head over to vintage-muscle.com and click on the community button. There, you will find the Vintage Muscle community. As of this recording, we're up to about 18,000 members. That's a lot of dudes that have already ran the same products you're just getting your hands on now. So if you do decide to listen to me and grab the Hydroxygenin with the AMP, with the GH Soma stack, with some 1-DHEA and maybe some wind test, make sure that you post up on the Vintage Muscle community, your whole stack, everything you got coming in the mail. Adding some before pictures might help as well. And there will be plenty of guys from the Vintage Muscle community, as well as I, that are going to help you and answer all of your questions. So just make sure to take advantage of the resource, the Vintage Muscle community. Share your pictures, your results, workouts, see what other guys are doing, ask your questions, get customer support. It's all in one. You really get the works. That's it for me today, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.